Hello, welcome back. This is Arnav Chaudhary. You're live on my YouTube channel, Arun Foot. It's another watch along of the Indian Super League as Jamshedpur FC host Mohun Bagan Super Giant, third against second in the table. We are in the second minute at the JRD Sports Complex as Jamshedpur FC are directly attacking and putting Mohun Bagan under pressure. And let's see what the two teams do. Hi, Arya. Welcome back. And both the teams, of course, will look to get the 3 points to put pressure on Mumbai City Football Club. At this moment, Jamshedpur FC in Mohun Bagan, 12 meetings, 4 wins for Jamshedpur, 6 for Mohun Bagan, and 2 draws. Long ball forward for Mohun Super Giant, but that goes out for a goal kick. Goal kick, Albino Gomes. And Albino has in front of him Nikhil Bala, Pratik Chaudhary, Stephen Eze, and Mark Zothan Puya. Ronaldo, Steven, Nikola Stojanovic in defensive midfield, Vinci Barreto, Lukas Sirkovic, as well as Mohamed Sanan, and then up front, Messi, Boli. So I guess Sirkovic, Ronaldo in defensive midfield with Stojanovic as a number 10. While at the other end, Mohun Super Giant with Vishal Keth in goal, Abhishek Tekcham, Tom Aldred, Alberto Rodriguez, and captain Shubhashish Bose, Apuya Aralte, as well as Anirudh Thapa in defensive midfield with a playing offensive line of Robson Robinho, most probably in the middle. And it has Liston Kalas and Manvir Singh on the wings, as well as Jamie McLaren up front. So far, let's see. And this foul from Messi Boli against Alberto Rodriguez, quite physical from the Cameroonian striker against the Spanish centre back. Manvir on the wing against Mark Sotan Puya, who's done well to win the ball. Mark gives no chance, wants to play it to Vinci, but cleared by Shubhashish, headed out by Sirkovic. Messi Boli wins a free kick. No, referee says play on. This time he'll say, no, he's not. Liston keeps the ball, plays it to Thapa. Thapa plays it to Manvir. Manvir Singh with the cross. And nobody there. Shubhashish wins a throw-in for Mohun Bagan. Nearly 5 minutes on the clock. And he'll take a long throw-in now. Shubhashish Bose for the Mariners. Cleared by Jamshedpur FC. Messi Boli wants a free kick. Does he get it? Or is it just a throw-in for Jamshedpur FC? Let's see again. Yeah, Tom Aldred pulling, tugging. Yeah. Messi Boli, very valid to say. Yes, I said Ranjit has wasted of 50 crores over the years. Maybe I know where you got that figure from. So we're badly trolled by the Bangladeshis that are acting. They won the U-20 World Cup. Listen, just add up the numbers of what Delhi has spent, Delhi FC has spent, what Minerva has spent, what Minerva Academy has spent. 15 crores is a small number. And yeah, so that's the thing. And Bangladesh, listen, let them. Rahul, and the ball's going to go out from a Thapa, goal kick. We have to blame ourselves. It's not You know, it's like the Italians have to live with the trolling for not qualifying for the World Cup. So that's the thing. Hi Raj, welcome back. We never lost, guys. They just lost quarterfinals and not as good as we thought. I never thought they were as good. So if you thought they were really good, then that's your problem. And it shows your ignorance of football. And I will call it out. I'm sorry, I'm fed up of this bullshit. And I call it BS, what it is. Right? Don't you find this a bit fishy? How come defeating all clubs? They're not clubs. They are training centers, football schools, whatever, blah, 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 they're playing. Like Liverpool was the first big name to face, but is it really LFC? That would be my question to you, Rahul. Right? As expected, Raj, but yeah, let's focus on the things that we can influence. Mohun Bagan with the ball. Back to Vishal Keth. Shubhashish wants to play through for McLaren, but that ball goes wide. Now, as we see the shot, slowly the venue in Jamshedpur filling up. It's a big, big, big stadium. Still, whenever boys at least get scouted, or is this Mick Cup overhype? It's overhype, Bharat. It's overhype. And who will scout what for what? Juniors, um, all these cups are, oh, Stojanovic and Aldrit. Aldrit play stopped. So, Bharat, no one will get a chance because juniors can't be signed and nobody's interested. So no, it's not got up. Rahul, you're playing football training centers. It's like what they play in the youth league when you play football training centers, academies, clubs. That's the same thing. So based on my research is SC, but not the first team, is LFC. See, Bharat, with all due respect to your research as you call it, right? And I've told this a few people yesterday who were telling me, oh, you know what, I checked on the net and all that kind of stuff. The data generally is not available, you know, which team is which at that under 15 level out of the UK because it's data protection, other things, you know. Um, and so therefore for me, it there seem to be multiple LFCs on the road somewhere or the other for Easter tournaments. So therefore, again, why would the first team travel to Spain to play such a tournament, which is, you know, why would they play inferior teams for the sake of it, right? A Liverpool Football Club can play a Barca, a Bayern Munich, a PSG, whatever, right? Why would they play such a tournament for what? Just think it from the other side. And is so good. 15 boys, really 15? That's another question. Raj, they're not. Right? In India, most probably they played an under 18, under 20 team. So that's the add on top of that. So we've got multiple factors which make all of these things very, very. And I get Tom Hyder still in pain. How come if I'm well coach after being the Mohun Bagan benches? Rahul, it doesn't matter if a player is on the bench or plays regularly, plays good there, doesn't play good there. There's no logic to that. Consistency is the biggest problems. Some guys posting England is 15 national team player playing, meaning it's main team. Raj, it doesn't matter, right? It's take it as it is, right? And we're selling, you know, with hope. No, he's not selling hope. He's selling fake hope, Arya. I think there was multiple regional teams like KFC, Starbucks. You have maybe one team in every town. Bowl's not like that, but those are soccer schools, right? As Jamshedpur clear the ball back with Mohun Bagan. Shubhashish plays it to Robson Rubinho. So never produced Anwar Sandesh. Ooh, miss from Mohun Bagan in the 12th minute, close one. And Jigson. Um, Rahul, Anwar, 100%. That's a product. Jigson is a product of the Chandigarh Football Academy, who went to, who was pushed into Minerva because he became an Indian junior international. So again, you want to take the credit, but from what I know, he had limited to no playing time over there. And Sandesh, no, Sandesh is also a Chandigarh Football Academy product, right? Yeah, he's a St. Stephen's player. So I don't know where. No, he doesn't. He's a St. Stephen's Academy player, and then he went to United Sikkim. So those guys are not Minerva products, right? A lot of him against me for posting narrative of these so-called tournaments and athletics line. Yeah, Raj, take it. Said, don't take me wrong, but how come when you speak to Ranjit, you never call him out? You seem to get along with him on good terms in discussions. Who says that? Bharat, who says that? How can you make that assessment? How do you know that when I speak to him? When was the last time I spoke to him? Would be my question to you. How do you know that? It's fine, interesting, right? Mohan building up from the back. 13 plus minutes on the clock. Thapa, Shubhashish, not a good pass. Vinci Barreto into the middle, but easy collection for Vishal Keth. So let me come back to what you say. I've called Ranjit out. Um, he's threatened me for that. So, um, and you know, I don't know if I don't wouldn't call me on him on good terms. But again, if someone wants to do good, I always want to try and see the good in human beings and give them a chance. And even a Ranjit Bajaj deserves a chance. But hey, he could do the right thing. Yeah, these amateur tournaments focus on revision. Yeah, that's what the thing. Ooh, shot attempt, and that's a goal for Mohun Bagan. Liston Colasso does a golasso to put the Mariners ahead. Once again, Shubhashish plays it to Liston, and then Liston curls one in. It hits the tee and goes in. Liston Colasso. If an Indian academy really beat main academy team Liverpool imagine would be in chaos now. They might have sacked the whole academy staff. And yeah, they wouldn't be in total chaos, but they would have questioned surely the coach. So yeah, what to say? Therefore, nothing happening. Man is probably trying to say that you take people like him lightly when you face them in physical and Ranjit. Nah. When doesn't matter, guys. He did, and that's why. Let's leave it at that. That's how he is. Can't take criticism, no? Mohun Bagan win the ball back. Abhishek Abhimitay or Abhishek Tekcham. Big lead for the Mariners. Marks over the long throw in, headed out by Mohun Bagan. Hapa with a high scooping ball. Sirkovic back to Markzo. Markzo chips it forward. And that should be a foul from Aldred on Messi Boli. I just people, the players are so good. Why don't we want to select them answers? But the fanboys may never probably they didn't send players national team legendary answer. Rats, they don't have answers. right? So, Raj, they don't have an answer for you. It's a useless conversation. So let's focus. Let's get away from this whole thing. Stojanovic free kick brings results after 17 minutes. Um, some people are saying this might be the 1983 World Cup moment for football. It's not. It is. What are you comparing? You winning a cricket World Cup with beating Liverpool in a non so important. So why don't we talk about Tata Football Academy beating Bayer Leverkusen in 1999 in a real 90-minute friendly in Leverkusen? The Indian under 15, 16, 17s, whenever they came to Germany in preparation for the World Cup, beating property Bundesliga academy teams, or playing the academies from the Netherlands or from Austria or from wherever. Right? Why are we not talking about that? So it it doesn't matter. It doesn't change. I have my opinions. I know, right? Cemetery people to come out instead that you paid by. Listen, these guys are paid by Ranjit. So these frauds need to be all out. So what's the point? All these so-called fanboys are not football fans to me, right? Become a football fan. Ask critical questions. Ask all the questions to him. Is genuine age? The money you're raising, are you spending on it right? Look at some of the comments from people who understand. No one in the business, no one takes them seriously. So that to me is more important, 1,000 times more than what people fans think. I know what I've done for Indian football. Listen, I've not gotten anything from the AIFF. Forget Kalyan Chaubey. Kalyan Chaubey doesn't like me either. Because I tell these people, no, it doesn't matter. Kalyan Chaubey, Ranjit Bajaj is the same thing. Kalyan Chaubey is in power because of Ranjit Bajaj. So tell him that. More than welcome. Tell him that. It's a 15-minute match. Yeah, Raj, it's 4-day tournament, 5-day tournament where you play X number of matches. Who in a serious mind will take it seriously? But let's focus on this match. Let's forget all of that. Vinci Barreto. Back to Nikhil Bala. Pronoy. Ball goes out. Goal kick for Mohun Bagan. Jamshedpur trying to be direct via the wings. The central point here is if any of the boys get scouted, it can be a positive Mohun, however, not all a complete waste of money, time, and resources. Bharat, it cannot happen. They are in an age group where you can't be scouting. I have said this thousands of times. Please watch old episodes, podcast. You know, so uh, good ball in, and Vishal Keth hits the ball ahead of Messi Boli. So therefore, guys, it's no point. If you believe that these things will happen, nothing will happen. European Glorious Conquerors never watched a single ISL match have started watching. Yeah, let them. Yeah, we all want to be wrong. Sir, Zishan from Mustafa from said even if they should not get it caught up, they'll be like, get lost. You'll what a media we have. They're not media. That's social media. So be clear about that. Content creators are not media. Even the media in India is a problem, right? So therefore, let's not get into that conversation. I know what is right, right? So therefore, corner for Mohun Bagan after 21 minutes. Roma posted about Mick made fanboys reach ultimate happiness. They don't know Romano works for money. Romano will post for Mick rather than World Cup. Yeah, Raj. And he's being scrutinized in Europe about that. A lot of people, serious journalists, have questioned him if he still is actually a football journalist or not. Corner for Mohun Bagan. Liston Colasa with the corner. Jamshedpur win the ball. Stojanovic, that's a bad pass. Thapa. Robinho. Back to Robinho, but it'll or roll to Albino. Albino Gomes with the ball. Sekovic to Pratik. Headed out by Shubhashish. Liston chips it to McLaren. Robson Robinho in the box against Nikhil Bala. Robson missed the opportunity. Shubhashish, Liston, Robson, back to Shubhashish, but Vinci wins the ball and clears it. Apuya, Apuya with the foul on Messi Boli. Yeah, foul from Apuya. And it's a way you get less emotion as you speak things out and straight and without sugarcoating. Rahul, I I I am not a content creator as the others. I have work in this area. I know what people think and respect me for. I am feared by a certain section of people working in Indian football and hated by the others. I don't have a problem with it. I know what I've done for Indian football. I said that yesterday. So, you know, so take it. I know what I've done. So therefore, that's not a problem, right? Then one of your friends got lost with the Minerva. I didn't expect these Musa to. Raj, again, everyone has to think. In these days, what you criticize Ranjit for before he threatened. Bharat, I criticized him. I've criticized him because of 2022 because he got us suspended and banned by FIFA. So it's on Ranjit. I criticized Minerva Academy of playing overage players, of yeah, match fixing potentially. So all the things that he blames others, and this is the funny one, the things that he blames others for is the things that he does himself, right? So therefore, that's the point. I'll say something controversial, but I watch a small YouTuber with 1K subs just because Ranjit follows him, he treats him like his godfather. Yeah, but Rahul, you don't, again, why are you giving these people, this is my main thing. What you guys should do, if you think and you know what is right, don't follow the people who, in your opinion, my opinion, are wrong. Unfollow them. Very simple. Very simple. Right? The point at the end of the day is either I say for myself, I know and I've done this and I will continue to do this. I will stand for what is right. Right? So, yeah, I'm okay. So, I would say, even if you block me from chat, some YouTubers, as you said, are blind followers of Ranjit. But, sir, have you seen Ranjit wanting to be? Listen, Rahul, the AIFF people, the state association was never allowed to happen. So, that's also a fact, right? I was also getting news that they beat Liverpool 6, although I didn't watch that much, but today I watched it just like other Indian average kids. Yeah. So, yeah. And just hold on, if they have won every court case, everything, they control football. No, they don't. See, that's the perception you have. They have nothing big to say. They've created problems, but was he able to stop Inter Kashi getting promoted? Foul from Messi Boli on Tom Aldred this time. So is he? Yeah, Messi Boli wanted to play the ball, but plays only the man. 26 minutes now nearly on the clock. So Bharat, he's won court cases. He's creating problems. It's him. It's him. It's Valanka. People like that should be out of Indian football. And to me, the funny one is that these people are actually cases for ethics committee of the AIFF, and they should be banned for life because they are bad for Indian football. They're not good for Indian football. There are other people as well. But hey, who's going to do that? Scooters were winning the narrative war. Unfortunately, Indian football is dead. Bangladesh better than us. Yeah, that's a fact that they're better than us. Counter-attacking move for Jamshedpur, but Mohun Bagan control it. Apuya. Sorry, after, but I want to know how you transitioned from managing Cubs and working with the league. Can you please explain and learn aspect? Did you learn the aspect of it? Mukul, I didn't transition it. I was approached for roles, for jobs, and then I took it up. Quincy Barreto. Do you think the stadium is best pitch in ISL? No, I don't think that's the best. Is it the best pitch? Difficult. I don't even know. Could it be Salt Lake? Could it be Bangalore? Could it be Mumbai? I don't even know which is the best ground, to be honest. I will support and promote and follow you whatever the situation is. Thanks, Rahul. Farmer asked you Godfather, why did they file case in the High Court? Yeah, which is against all the laws and regulations and rules, right? So, but hey, who cares? We don't follow rules. We just are there to create problems, and that's the feeling that there is. The 22 incidents is that the FIFA ban, which was came on us, was because of Ranjit. So yeah, therefore ask him that. That's a question which he doesn't like. Did you? And then he will give Gali to FIFA and everyone as is like he's anyway. Let's not get into that. Shillong Polo Ground has been best one for sure. Okay, let's focus on the match. Subhashish out to Liston. Liston Colasso. Thapa Apuya back to no. Apuya loses it to Messi Boli. Stojanovic plays it out to Vinci. Vinci doesn't beat Shubhashish. Does he beat Shubhashish? Wins it back, falls down, gets up, has it. Ball in, ball out. Mohun Bagan has it. But Robson Robinho Pronoe allows the ball to roll out. Throw in Mohun Bagan. Shubhashish. Alberto. Back to Shubhashish on the left. Out to Liston Colasso. Robson Robinho. No, sorry, it was McLaren. That's a corner after 29 minutes. Lord Liston changed after Hong Kong match. Raj, credit where credit is due. It was a good goal today. Yeah? You know what the sad part is with Liston or with the Manvirs of this world? They are capable of more than what they play. So that's the problem. Thapa with the corner, someone who I missed the other day. Anirudh Thapa with the corner. Me too, Raj. I also would like a draw. Overcooked. Alberto. And ball went out. Goal kick for Jamshedpur FC. And after 29 minutes and 50 seconds, it's the drinks break at the JRD Sports Complex. And yeah, this is surely not the best ground. Looking at it now a little bit more detail. Your thoughts on Suresh? Stagnating, no, at the moment. I think Fana is the bigger talent at BFC. And Mohun Bagan surely will be happy to go into this break with the lead. And once more, they show the goal. Shubhashish plays it to Liston. And it's a perfect shot. Credit where credit is due. Lovely. It hits the inner side of the post. And no chance for Albino. And that is the sad part. That's the football potential Liston Colasso has. And he needs to show it. That's it. Names of Purulia, Midney, Punodia, even rural young boys whose dad drives on auto can defeat Minerva boys who are hyping themselves agree. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about those districts in Bengal. So that is possible. Or teams from the Northeast. I want Jamshedpur FC to win, says Aman. Again, for me, I think Raj as well. It's a view with Mumbai City in the back of our minds. With this win, Mohun Bagan would move to 16 points, and people would say 13. And yeah. So, who do you think is doing best work for Indian football? Wow, Bharat, there are a lot of small projects around India where people are doing good work, and you know, the unknown heroes, those who have to shout and sell. I am doing this. I'm doing that. See, I used to be someone who used to say, I know what I've done. I'm doing Jamshedpur on the left. Mohammad Sanan against Abhimitai. Sanan. Sanan leaves it for Magzo, but Manvir in the way. Manvir, Abhimitai, and Sanan plays it out. So therefore, for me, there's a lot of people who do good work in Indian football, and who even I would not know about, right? So there's a lot of these small guys. Is that girl who wants you to be her boyfriend, even though as much as you try to avoid her? Okay. Rebel Boys approval has potential, says Raj. Doesn't know that Liverpool C team played was never. I don't even know what kind of team played against Liverpool. Was it an LFC? Was it a combo of some first team players, or some bench players, some from I don't know how many teams they have, or from their grassroots program. I don't know who's picked on that team, right? Because I've I've been trying to figure out, with lists and all that potentially are there, but none of them is available. If now on one football, no, Raj has been on one football for a month, right? Which club is doing good in youth team? Punjab FC, Bengaluru FC, or Northeastern FC? I'm a none. Right? I mean, the three clubs you've named have all had players in our under 17s and under 20s, and just look at the football that they're playing. Young players. You've got young players here. Look at Mohamed Sanan, who I would regard as our one top young wingers. But is that good enough for a national team call up, right? So if I would have to compare at this moment Mohamed Sanan with Liston Colasso, there's no discussion, right? Why is one side of stand is always completely empty hours? Is there any restriction with FIFA? No. This has nothing to do with FIFA. This is a local game in the Indian Super League. So that's a question of how you utilize your stadium, and maybe I don't know how many tickets Jamshedpur FC are putting out there, and according to that, the stadium is filled up. Nearly 35 minutes on the clock. Throw in Mohun Bagan. Robson Opinio back to Shubhashish. Plays it to Liston, and once more, ball to Liston, and Robson Rubinho gets it to McLaren, just misses. Empty goal. Unlucky for McLaren. You see some clips of the match. FC boys were not able to clear ball. It is unless the answer lies there. Yeah, right, most probably. FIFA doesn't risk above safety reasons, right? Arya, for international matches, not for local matches. For national level matches and all, or even for AFC matches, then it's on the AFC to say yes or no. So therefore, yeah. So therefore, let's say if the stadium was a FIFA, so if it was hosting an India match, then you would have to get those clearances. This has to get clearances from the ISL or AIFF. ISL standards were higher under FSDL. Now, theoretically, even some worse stadiums can be. Then this is a big scam. They have collected 50 lakhs in initial claim and they be top European teams. Yes, of course. And using games. If you know the fees, I was surprised. Raj, I don't know what the fees are, to be very honest. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. Nice ball out. Magan. Yeah, putting pressure on Jamshedpur FC. Liston once again. Pronoy does well to win the ball. Pronoy with the long ball for Messi ball. He won't get to it. I thought FIFA has received the coaches changing capacity for ISL games. No, they did it for the FIFA Under 17 World Cup, and that approach was taken over by the Greater Kochi Development Authority. So the GCDA took it over. Liston as well, but into the man. So therefore, yeah, that was it. Through 3 leg fees. Yeah. Some might say maybe worth it. A lot will say not, most probably. Mohammed Sanan, Kara Mr. Statement. Okay. With that foul on Sanan. Pratik plays it to Barla. Barla chips it forward. Vinci wins a free kick against Alberto Rodriguez. Important. Let's see it again. Yeah. There was that pull. First the pull. Yeah, first the push, then the pull on the jersey of Vinci Barreto. And Alberto immediately walked off, knew, and he's picked up a yellow card in that instance. And what he was doing. Stojanovic to take the free kick. Good chance for Jamshedpur FC to potentially equalize. Nikola Stojanovic. Cleared by Mohun Bagan. Ball played out to Thapa. Long ball forward. That's a throw in for Mohun Bagan. I would have said a certain push. Shubhashish. Back to Shubhashish. Against Prono. That's a good cross. And Stephen Eze clears. Sanan. Looking for Vinci, but he won't get to it. Denny Singh, good player. Aman is a player of potential. Again, we speak a lot of these guys at that age of 15, 16, 17. Is, Stojanovic. And Vishal Keth has the ball, but had gone out. And like a system 4-2-4 national team of car for Hong Kong. Decision to make him as game is done by someone decision. I don't know. Who's Dennis? The under 17 captain. You think government supporting Indian football? Not really. Today was quite funny. The Mohun fans outside Mohun team bus were giving legacy Gyan to Alberto. Yeah, that's what they like to do. So FIFA version doesn't apply to. No, it doesn't. Then Mr. said Argentina FA scammed them. Yeah. Yeah. 40 plus minutes on the clock. Jamshedpur FC nil. Mohun Bagan Super Giant 1. Mark Zo. Messi Boli heads it out in the right direction, in that direction as it came from. Throw in Mohun Bagan. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to arunfoot. We stand at 4,024 at this moment as we speak. Thank you very much for your support. And Messi Boli wins a throw in, but we'll leave it to Mark Zo. And of course, if you haven't, do like this watch along as we, of course, watch the match, talk about this match, but talk about Indian football in general as well. Jamshedpur trying to get back before the breather. 8 likes only, guys, of these videos. I think we can do better than that. You seem a bit sad. No, I'm not. But I'm a little tired. Not sad. I'm just hungover. I mean, I spent earlier this week 3 days in Delhi. Came back yesterday. Had an extra night stay in Frankfurt because the flight was missed, and I'm just a little tired. Also, so therefore, Mark. So overcooked that cross. So therefore, I'm just tired. But again, I still thought today and tomorrow we'll be doing lives of the ISL games. Ball forward, Albino across. Sirkovic. Long ball forward. Mohamed Sanan will keep it in. Mohamed Sanan with a good cross. I don't know what gets it. Mohamed can clear it. Liston beats Barla. Liston collapse against Nikhil Balla. Nikhil Balla still, yeah, he's going to give a free kick. Yeah, no. Let's advantage play. Pronoy at the other end. Vinci. Vinci against Shubhashish. Vinci tries to beat Shubhashish on speed. Has to turn around. Balla with the cross for Mohamed Sanan. Plays it to Magzo. 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 And Shubhashish clears it. But backward. Jamshedpur FC. Stephen Eze. Eze looking for Messi Boli, cleared by Abhishek. Oh, that's not a good clearance. Messi Boli and Apuya has the ball. Plays it to Liston. And that ball goes out. That should be a throw in. Yeah, that ball went out. Barla Sirkovic plays it back for Pratik. Eze. Stojanovic. Pratik Chaudhary, bad touch on the ball. Apuya, and that's a foul on Barla. Apuya lucky not to get cards so far. Has been amongst the players. Only Rodriguez so far with a card. Long ball forward. Thapa, McLaren. Robson Robinho. Back to Robson. Robson nearly slips, falls, and then Stephen Eze steals the ball. Stephen Eze with his long steps crosses the midfield line. Stephen Eze lost the chance to play Vinci or Mohamed Sanan. Magzo Stojanovic looking to play Mohamed Sanan. Sanan keeps it in. Turns around against Abhimite. Mohamed Sanan. Stojanovic. Nikola Stojanovic. Nikola Stojanovic! Over the goal. I just like the style. I remember watching him at Gokulam Kerala and Mohammedan Sporting. Nikola Stojanovic. A classy player. Great style of football. But doesn't get the goal. And 3 minutes of added time. Mohun Bagan looked to be heading into the break with an advantage. Throw in for the Mariners. Stadium plan in Calicut. Are there now plans of a stadium in Calicut? I don't know. No, at least I haven't heard anything. Let's put it this way. Ball stays in. Jamshedpur with the ball. Stephen Eze. 90 seconds into added time. Barla to Vinci. And oh, Shubhashish a little rough and tough. Hmm. Vinci Barreto down on the ground, holding his face. Shubhashish doing like a, I didn't do anything, you know. Let's see that again. Vinci. Oh, with the head into the face. That hurts. That hurts badly. And Shubhashish going across. Shubhashish has realized it. That was a little too rough. Not only little, quite a bit too rough. Could have been a card, in my opinion. Maybe should have been a card, in my opinion. As we see that the Jamshedpur faithfuls are slowly filling the stadium, which always seems to be empty at the start of the game, but then it slowly fills up. McLaren. Manveer does well to win the ball. And that's the halftime whistle from the referee. And Mohun Bagan Supergiant take the lead into the break as those could be three big points for the Mariners in their quest to retain the title. Gaurav Sasdra's got a few seasons left in ISL. I doubt out his position national team, though he played only 50 minutes this season. What happened to him? Gaurav, what happened to him? It's a good question. The question about Sal would be, what is his best position? Is it as a number 10, or is it as an 8, or is it as a winger? So that's the problem. He doesn't have that fixed position where it's he needs to play here or he needs to play there. And that's becoming a problem, I think, for a player like him, that if you have sort of multiple positions that you can play in, that your coach might see you and I perceive, I think, to think that he and Mohun Supergiant is seen as someone as a backup player, right? It's not as a potential starting player, and that is very dangerous. That he's a backup player, um, and he's not been very effective when he's come on, and he's lost his spot also because someone like a Thapa is doing well in that Mohun Bagan system under Sergio Lobera, and Liston doing good or okay or good, or with Robson Robinho in those attacking positions. Manveer as well now in the mix. You've got uh, Cummings on the bench, so therefore that's not easy for when if I look at the substitutes for Mohun Bagan. They have Said Zaid as goalkeeper, but then Deepak Tangri, Jason Cummings, Sal Abdul Samad, Kia Nasiri, Mehtab Singh, Sohail Ahmed Bhatt, Dimi Petratos, and Amay Ranawade. So this is the thing, right? Kia Nasiri could be the same discussion, right? Coming back from Chennai FC, where he got game time but didn't do too good. And on the other side, what's the situation? Um, Mehtab Singh was well, right? 100% starting player for Mumbai City. Amar Ranawade also was the starting player in most of the clubs. So these guys have gone to Mumbai Supergiant knowing that it might not be easy given the bench that the Mariners have, and that makes it difficult, so to say that you will stay or you will go. While Jamshedpur bench contains Ravi Kumar, Manveer Singh, Saurav Das, Jermanpreet Singh, Rosenberg Gabriel, Ray Tachikawa, Ritwik Das, uh, Riyad Puya, and Sharthok Goloi. So that's the options at the other end. And then you directly see the difference of standard of players on the bench for Mohun Bagan Supergiant as well as for Jamshedpur FC. So Mohun Bagan's bench has much more depth and much more quality than any other ISL team. So that's also a reality of this season, and therefore one has to see what the Mariners can do. But yeah, difficult one. Let me see what the voting at the moment is. 39 votes have been cast. 26% said Jamshedpur FC will win. 23% are saying early draw, and 51% are saying Mohun Bagan Supergiant will win. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see what happens with this one tonight and who is going to better. But yeah, these are some of the things that we'll have to wait and watch and see and what happens, what doesn't happen. But to me, yeah, as I said, from a Mumbai City perspective, the best thing that can happen tonight would be a draw between these two. If it's a draw, then both the teams move to 14 points for Mumbai City. Then tomorrow host Odisha FC, and if Mumbai City can get a win, then Mumbai City can get themselves a little bit of an advantage in the table. And then, of course, later on, FC Goa host Bangalore FC. Goa on 10, Bangalore on 11. Even that match, if it ends potentially in a draw, that also could give an advantage to whoever's at the top. Punjab have also joined the party now, having 11 points from 6 matches. So interesting situation at the moment in the Indian Super League table. At the moment, Mohammed Supergiant at this juncture have 16 points from 7 matches. Mumbai City 14 from 6. Jaipur would remain on 13 from 7. And behind that, we have Punjab, East Bengal, and BFC on 11. And Goa have 10. So, sorry, the upper half of the ISL table. And then in the second half, Northeast have 6 from 6. Odisha have 5 from 4 matches. Chennai have 5 from 5. Interkashi have 5 from 6. Sorry, and then you have the teams in serious trouble. Sporting Club Delhi have 2 from 5. Blasters have 1 from 6. And Bomberland Sporting have 0 from 6 after the loss yesterday to Punjab FC. Controversial loss, of course, because of that Sielkovic handball, which enabled. And they're just showing the replay of that goal. Yeah, perfect technique. But if you ask, and this is the problem with Liston Golasso, if you ask Liston Golasso to take that shot 100 times, he might score a second one. Will he be able to do more? Right? And this is the thing with the quality and the capabilities that he has. I know that's why the conversation is often about Lord Liston that Indian football fans have, but yeah, difficult at the moment given those realities. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But to me, very, very clearly, let's see what we can do. But to me, yeah, let's see what happens on that front. But Jamshedpur have it in them to change things around. Could go a little bit more aggressive, change formation. Could take off, let's say, Sirkovic, bring on Reita Chikawa to add a little bit more creativity to it. Yeah, you still have Ritik Das, you've got Rosenberg Gabriel, even Manvir Singh as the wingers, Saurav Das, Germanpreet in defensive midfield, as you have Ladriat Puya. And as they show the stats, 46 to 54 in favor of Mohun Bagan, 1 to 5 attempts, 1 on target. That was the goal. 2 corners only, those both for Mohun Bagan. So the stats speak a language which are a little favorable to the Mariners compared to their opponents so far in this game. And they show the reaction from Sergio Lobera, and they show the goal again. That's a beauty. That is a world-class goal. That is a world-class goal from Liston Colasso. I have to say that. And again, as I say, that shows you the quality, the capabilities that Liston has in him to score such a screamer. Brilliant goal from Liston. And yeah, he'll be surely happy about that goal. And let's see if he can achieve more in this game. Right. Now they're showing a shot of the stadium, which is very, very nice. Oh, and now the topic of assists. Shubhashish Bose has most assists in the league ahead of Miguel Ferreira, Andrew Thapa, Madhita Lal, and Young Kipgen from Punjab FC. So interesting. Shubhashish Bose with the most assists in the Indian Super League of this season. 15 goals for Mohun Bagan so far. the second highest team after their arch rivals, East Bengal FC. So that's an interesting fact as well. And of course, in a fight with Vinci Barreto, was caused him problems. Machu Ashish has stayed in it, and Vinci would have to do better to beat the Mohun Bagan captain. As I say, 2 crosses, 5 carries, 1 2-on-2 tackles, and 2 recoveries. So it's not done bad. But again, Vinci, that final outlet, that final pass, that most important pass hasn't come. And that's, I think, his biggest concern in this game. And yeah, will be interesting to see what happens. And again, Mohun Bagan, a little more dangerous than their opponents in this game so far. And they will surely take it, the Mariners. And their opponents, yeah, they will have to do more. But Jamshedpur have had those matches where they've come back, where they needed to come back, and they've been able to come back. So therefore, that is always possible for them. And so therefore, that's something. And interesting to see what they're able to do, and if they're able to do it. That's my question as well. Can they create something? And that's going to be very, very important for Mohun Bagan Supergiant on one side, but also for Jamshedpur FC, who have depended a lot on the long ball in this game. And I just once quickly get up when I'm there. I'll keep on talking. So therefore, for me, that's the question. And as I said, a draw would be ideal for Mumbai City Football Club. A draw would give advantage to Mumbai City FC, because if they by any chance can beat Odisha FC tomorrow, then Mumbai City could move to 17 points. And if these two draw, then they would have a 3-point gap at the top after 7 matches. I said ideal scenario for the Islanders. But again, this isn't about ideal scenarios. This is about reality. And we'll have to wait and see what happens in the coming days and weeks in the league. Because at the moment, yes, it is advantage to Mumbai City, but theoretically, Mohun Bagan at this stage of the game with a 1-0 victory away to Jamshedpur FC, that would be big 3 points for the Mariners against the Red Miners, who themselves, of course, then would drop behind, and their chances of winning the title might be over. And then we've got later on tonight FC Goa versus Bangalore FC, and that's another one of those games where a lot can happen, and we're very important for both the teams, because if BFC or if FC Goa win, they join or stay a little bit behind the pack of the top group. And BC, of course, Pep Munoz with his debut after the ousting of Ranjit Singh under very, I would say, controversial circumstances. I don't know what was the reason behind the firing of Renedy, but or rather relieving of his duties. But again, Renedy replaced my Munoz, and that we'll see later on tonight. But in this game, of course, let's go through some more stats. What do we have as halftime stats? Yeah, it's been more Mohun Bagan, and for both teams, it's been more attacks via the left flanks, of course, or not, of course. For Mohun Bagan, clearly it was left with Robson Robinho and Liston Colasso, and meanwhile, in attack, 3 connections inside the box only for Jamshedpur FC, 13 for Mohun Bagan, and duels won. Jamshedpur FC 68%. That's a good piece of stat. And in the passing, 134 to 119 in favor of Mohun Bagan, and in defending, Jamshedpur FC solid 82% versus 67% of tackles won. So therefore, that is an interesting piece of stat as well to see so far between these two teams. And yeah, if you have any points, anything to add, write it down in the comments below, and I'll try and answer those questions, those queries. And if you haven't, if you're liking As always, this watch along, do leave a like behind, share with other people, and subscribe. We stand at 4,026 at this moment. Thank you very much. So we're growing. Thank you. Also, last week we crossed the 4,000 mark. So therefore, arunfoot, the family is growing. 12 likes so far of this video. I think we can do better, guys. And again, arunfoot needs your support to grow even further. And let me know what you think. Who's going to win this? Who's not going to win this? Other things. And I'll also link meanwhile. And they're showing now a shot. Interesting. So it's very interesting always to see that the side to the sort of to the right, that part of the stadium is always full. And while to the left, it is always empty. So again, they'll have most probably, 15,000-20,000 people in the stadium most probably tonight. And then a poster saying Jamshedpur come back on fire. Of the SAF under 20s. And for that, put down my thoughts. Just spinning that one so that you can have a look at it if you haven't had it. As we see a smiling Jason Cummings and a smiling Swell Bhatt coming out. Quite a few Mohun Bagan fans in the stands. As Mohun Supergiant, the first 11 walk back onto the pitch now with the floodlights on. This is the change which you always see at halftime, which, and we see Stephen Eze, the captain for Jamshedpur FC, back on the field, the number 66. Maybe a corner, maybe a free kick. And Liston Colasso also back. The man who scored the only goal so far in this encounter. And Liston will be hoping to add more. And interesting to see what happens in the second 45. Jamshedpur need a goal to at least keep a point in their den, as we have kickoff for the second 45 at the JRD TATA Sports Complex. Jamshedpur FC nil, Mohun Bagan 1. Jamshedpur in red from right to left, and Mohun Bagan left to right in their away white kit. Apuya looking for McLaren, and Stephen Eze clears it. Off a contact of McLaren. No corner for the Mariners. Good play from Eze. Smart play from Stephen Eze. Throw in Mohun Bagan Supergiant Subhashish Bose. Back to Alberto Rodriguez. Back to Vishal Keth. Vishal taking his time. Long kick forward. Just quickly, I didn't have water. Let me just get some water. As both teams try to control. Jamshedpur FC. Throw in on their right. Barla wanted to take it quickly. Taking his time. As we see in the background, the Mohun Bagan substitutes walking towards the warm-up area and the goal. Of course, quite a bit of space in Jamshedpur. Alberto Rodriguez, one of the top centre backs in the Indian Super League. And Vishal Keth to take a goal kick. Vishal to the right, cleared by Sirkovic, ball in danger zone. Oh, Pratik Chaudhary heads it only to Liston Colasso, but his shot into the arms of Albino Gomes. Lucky getaway there from Jamshedpur FC. At the other end, throw in. Yeah, Jamshedpur FC with the potential chance, but Tom Aldred clears the lines. Albino Gomes chips it. Messi Boli doesn't get it. Messi Boli wins it against Alberto. The referee allows play on. Messi Boli plays it to Pronoy Stojanovic. Plays it out to Mark Zo. Mark Zo tries to beat one, tries to beat two. Abi Mitai puts his body in the line. Abi Mitai and does well against Mark Zo. But Mark Zo, yeah, could have done more with that. Mark Zothan Puya, the left back, who after a rather weaker season at East Bengal has done better at Jamshedpur FC. It will need the creativity of Nikola Stojanovic to create something for Jamshedpur FC. Abi Mite with the throw-in. Robson, Mite. Mite looking for Liston. Liston against Balla. And players allowed on, and you see Owen Coyle. A lot of play allowed today. Liston Colasso. Liston in the box. Liston. And Albino, second touch, has it. Oh, slips. Loses the ball. Abimite forward to Robson Robinho on the right. The Brazilian. Robson Robinho in the box. Loses it. Ball out. Messi Boli. And that's another foul from Apuya. And this should now be a card for Apuya Ralte. And yes. 1, 2, 3. Messi Boli does well. And then Apuya crosses his path on purpose, not to allow the Cameroonian to play around. Cleared by Mohun Bagan after that good ball from Mohamed Sanan. Pratik to Barla. Nikhil Barla beats Liston. But ball stays in, play on. Yeah, loose line today from the referee, I feel. Ball cleared by Shubhashish, but only as far as Eze. Plays it to Stojanovic. Stojanovic out to Mohamed Sanan against Abimitai. Mohamed Sanan chips it goalwards, but it's too high for Messi Boli to get to. And Mohamed Sanan, with a smile, pointing his hand up, saying sorry. That's good. So as a fan, what do you look forward to in Indian football now that a single bad performance has almost consumed all positives, if any, in the last 6, 7 years? Garo, the performances are not my biggest concern. My performances are rather off-field in regard to management, coaching, and all those things, rather than the on-field problems which you mentioned, right? So therefore, for me, that's the bigger challenge for us to sort out. And they've always been ups and downs. These downs at the moment are bigger than the ups, but yeah, that's what I see at the moment as our biggest challenge, to be very honest with you. Long ball forward. Vishal Keth has it. 51 plus minutes. Vishal plays it to the left towards Liston. Heads it forward, cleared by Pratik. Only as far as Apuya. Shubhashish cleared by Jamshedpur FC. Throw in. 52 minutes on the clock. Shubhashish Bose. Jamshedpur need to have clear opportunities and chances. That's what they're missing at the moment. Shubhashish to Rodriguez to Liston. Barla wins it. Back to Eze, who turns around against McLaren but plays the ball out. Throw in for Mohun Bagan Supergiant on the left. Limited chances at both ends of tactical football. Ball to Messi Boli. First touch wasn't good, but Jamshedpur keep the ball. And Vinci Beretto can't keep it in. Throw in. Mohun Bagan Supergiant. The ball goes high. Sirkovic allows the ball to go, but Pratik and Stephen Eze stop that movement. Long ball forward, but no chance for Messi Boli to get to the ball. Out for Vinci Beretto. Goal kick Mohun Bagan Super Giant. Both teams are trying, but the opponents are not allowing them to play football. Vishal Keth headed on by Manveer. Headed out by Magzo. Sanan Abhimitai. Ball out by Abhimitai. Aldred. No. And Mohammad Sanan is offside. Good idea. Jamshedpur need to use the pace of Mohammad Sanan and of Vinci Barreto to get behind the line of Mohun Bagan Super Giants. And that is the challenge of Mohun Bagan Super Giant at that. Yeah. That is well played by Alberto Rodriguez and Tom Aldred in the middle. Aldred with the ball across for Liston. Ball goes out, throw in Jamshedpur. Vinci, no, Nikhil Balla. Jamshedpur lose the ball. Stanovic, but Prannoy wins it back. Sirkovic looking for Vinci. Good interception. Looks like fog is pulling in to the stadium. I don't know if it's fog or if is anyone burning pyros, but it looks like fog pulling in to the ground. Apuya on the right. Robson Robinho plays it to McLaren. Back to Robson Robinho with an attempt blocked by Stephen Eze. And then Albino has it. Nice combo between Robson and McLaren, but getting past Stephen Eze is a tough ask for any attacker in the Indian Super League. Vishal Keth with the long ball forward. Eze. Sirkovic. Stojanovic. Yeah, sees too many people. Oh, Magzo allows the ball to slip under his foot. Throw in Mohun Bagan Super Giant. Manveer to take it. Magzo. Lack of concentration in that situation, I guess. Happens. Shouldn't happen, but does happen. That's football. And the referee having a word with the two captains. Don't know what about, but that conversation didn't last long. Rohan Mohun Bagan. Abhimita chips it towards Thapa and then goalwards. Corner for Mohun Bagan Super Giants. Robson Robinho to take it. We are in the 58th minute of the game. Overcooked a little. Alberto to get to it. No, sorry, Liston to get to it. Thapa. Apuya, sorry. Liston. Plays it forward. McLaren! And that goes wide. Jay McLaren. Tom Aldred was in the middle, and there was another Mohun Bagan player on the far side. Manveer Singh. Yeah, both of them not alert enough that that ball could go that way. Mohun Bagan, are they upping the tempo now to find a second? Abhimita. Manveer keeps the ball in, but loses the ball to Magzo. Magzo chips it out. Sanan throw in Mohun Bagan. Jamshedpur win the ball back. Zirkovic, Lazar Zirkovic. Nikhil Barla. Chips it forward for Messi Boli. Doesn't win a free kick against Tom Aldred. And Mohun Bagan lose the ball again. Pronoy Haldar plays it across to Magzo, who'll keep the ball in. Magzo, that's a bad pass to Sanan. Abhimita. Abhimita moves forward. Abhimita. Stojanovic forces him to turn around. Thapa Apuya. Thapa Apuya. Apuya still with the ball. Aldred. Plays it across to Alberto. Alberto moving forward. Alberto against Messi Boli. Messi Boli wins the ball. Does he win the ball? Yeah, Stephen Eze gets to it. Chance now to break. Vinci loses the ball. And Liston now. Liston against Vinci. Out to Robson Robinho. Robson against Pronoy. Brilliant interception from Pronoy Halda. But still the ball with Mohun Bagan. Colasso. Robson Robinho. Plays it back to Apuya. Shubhashish Bose. Back to Alberto Rodriguez. Apuya. Alberto. Ball on the left for McLaren. And McLaren earns a corner, I think, against Pratik Chaudhary for the Mariners. Corner from the left. Looks like Liston Colasso to take it. All the big boys in the box. Fourth corner for Mohun Bagan. None so far for Jamshedpur FC. Liston Colasso. That's a good one. Two Mohun Bagan players in the box. Alberto. And deflected. Albino can't keep the ball in. Another corner for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. This time from the right. 61 plus minutes on the clock. Jamshedpur FC nil. Mohun Bagan Supergiant 1. Robson Robinho from the right. Robson looks for Alberto, but Pronoy keeps it in. Liston beats his marker. Liston into the danger zone. And Pratik Chaudhary nearly with an own goal, but the ball goes over. Another corner for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. The Mariners seem to be wanting the goal more at this moment in time. Again, their opponents. Corner. Thapa into the danger area. Headed out by Jamshedpur FC. Robson Robinho. Apuya. Ball to the left. Cross. And Jamshedpur FC maybe with a chance to break. Nikhil Balla. Doesn't get the ball to Messi Boli. Messi Boli still wins it against Apuya. Pronoy plays it across to Vinci, who's got some space this time. Vinci Barreto. And takes too much of time. And Thapa is in the way. But he wins the throw-in against Manvir. And there's a Jamshedpur FC player down. Don't know who that is. On coil, having a word with Nikola Stojanovic. Yeah, the Serbian has to create for Jamshedpur FC. Sandy Stewart having a word, and then substitution. Riyad Puya coming on, Pronoy Alda coming off. The youngster coming on for the experienced, and Vinci off. Rosenberg Gabriel on. And Rei Tachikawa coming on for Lazar Sirkovic. Triple substitution for Jamshedpur FC. Rei Tachikawa. Nikhil Balla. Does he get it across? Mohun Bagan can clear their lines. Only as far Stephen Eze. Oh, ball comes back to but foul in the end. Riyad Puya. Of differences with Ranjit Bajaj, but we shouldn't forget that for these boys who got the exposure, we are saying we're playing in C team, but they're playing in Big Cup. Sumesh, it has no value. You know what? A friendly series against Punjab FC at home has more value than this. And again, these are holiday tournaments for those who come over. But hey, ball into the middle. Mohun Bagan, but Albino gets there before of Jamie McLaren. Albino Gomes with the high and wide kick cleared by Abhimita only as far as Mark Zotan Puya. Riyad Puya, Stojanovic, Riyad Puya across to Rosenberg Gabriel on the right. Rosenberg Gabriel with a good ball in the middle. And Alberto Rodriguez concedes the first corner. of the match against Jamshedpur FC. And directly, we see the big man, Stephen Eze, walking up. Reita Chikawa to take it. First corner after more than 67 minutes for the Steelmen. That's a little too high. Oh, Abi Mitai clears one, clears two, and wins a free kick against Riyad Puya. Arguments between the referee and the players. Yeah, Riyad Puya could have picked a Sir, Mikab is holiday tournament and while Messi Ibra played there because it's a holiday tournament. This is Easter weekend. Do you understand that this weekend at the moment is Easter weekend in Europe, and over Easter weekend across Europe there are these friendly tournaments that teams play, and sometimes even your so-called future stars play in these tournaments when they're kids. Simple. But these Mickey Mouse tournaments have no value. But hey, Indian football fans stay in La La Land, and it does more damage than anything else because you're not playing anything serious. So ball out to Rosenberg Gabriel. Can't get to it. More than 68 and a half minutes played. Near Puya to Rosenberg Gabriel. Rosenberg Gabriel against Liston, but good defending from Liston Colasso, forcing Rosenberg Gabriel out of the pitch. Throw in Mohun Bagan. Long ball forward by Mohun Bagan, but Albino Guillaumes has the ball. That's a good ball in from Reita Chikawa, cleared by Alberto Rodriguez. Reita Chikawa directly creating problems. There are other variations of Mikab, if not wrong. Those also played Easter weekend. Gaurav, there are tournaments that these MIC organizers organize elsewhere. All of them, tournaments are tournaments, right? There are X number of tournaments across Europe this weekend, which are being played at different age group levels. And the MIC Cup has those, So, yeah. And a bit of pushing and shoving going on in the box of Mohammad Super Giants with another corner. Nikola Stojanovic to take it this time. Stojanovic high, little overcooked. Reita Chikawa gets to it against Abimite. Tachikawa. And towards Messi Boli. Another corner for Jamshedpur FC. Stojanovic to take it. Third corner for JFC. Again high. Headed by Pratik Chaudhary. Stephen Eze, Mohun Bagan somehow clear their lines. Long ball out. And that will go towards Albino Gomes. And Stephen Eze picks up a yellow card. And he's asking for what? As AIFF declared the reserve commercial rights. Arya, that commercial rights bidding is now gone. The two companies will have to present their ideas and plans. Let's see. Yeah, that's a foul on Tom Eldred. And they'll have to present something and then... and then a decision will be taken. Robson Rubinho coming off. Dimi Petratos coming on. Ball forward. Stojanovic. No, that was Reita Chikawa. Mohun Bagan play the ball forward. If these tournaments are not enough for, then what are these tournaments that we should be looking for? There are no reliable, there are no so-called reliable tournaments, Gaurav. That's the point. These tournaments, be it now over Easter, be it the summer tournaments, these tournaments have no value. We need to develop our own system in a way. And Indian kids cannot go to Europe anyway. So there is no conversation. All these stories that you're getting are fake narratives. Sorry. What if Inter had the same squad as last season? Kauko, Nikola, Edmund, Bijoy Bawic. They would be better, but they don't have them, right? So all these players you mentioned, Kauko has gone to Mumbai City, Nikolai in Jamshedpur, Edmund East Bengal, Bijoy at Punjab FC, and Bawic at Delhi. Manvir with the cross, not that dangerous. Then all the man behind this hype are just scammers? Yes. Yeah. Call them what they are. They're anti-nationals. They're harming the interest of Indian football. And that needs to be called out. One of the scammer, other are poor people getting scammed. Yeah, that's the point. Counter-attacking move from Jamshedpur FC. Ball into the middle. Messi Boli doesn't get to it. Mark Zotanpuya. 2. And Vishal Keth has it from Mohamed Sanan. Yeah, Mohamed Sanan, not good enough with his crosses and attempts today. Has to do better. Mohamed Sanan, Jamshedpur win the ball back. And that should be another corner. No. Oh, okay. Goes by Gabriel. That goes behind. They all left because of Rachel. Yeah, that's the problem. People are leaving. Those who are really interested to invest. These people, sorry, are not doing good for Indian football. Have never done. Drinks break after 75 plus minutes. Still, Jamshedpur FC nil, Mohun Bagan 1. 75 plus minutes. And interesting to see what happens. Lovera bringing out the board, having a word. Yes, they are, Gaurav. Those who are supporting it are. Those who are not, they are the true ones to follow. You should unfollow the people that, I sincerely say that. There are a lot of people who are doing this out of own interest. Either there is money interest, they've been put under pressure also sometimes. These are the realities. This is where the Indian football is at the moment, very sadly, guys. And if you want to be on an honest platform, the most honest platform on Indian football is arunfoot. Because I not only talk, but also try to act and do things in the best interest of Indian football. And nobody can have a conversation about this with me. Worst crosses from Jamshedpur FC. Yes, terrible crosses, Aman. And yeah, it's not been a good game. But Mohun Bagan had that world-class goal from Liston Colasso. And that's the difference in this game so far. Otherwise, not much difference at both ends. A lot of sort of half chances, but not real dangerous attempts on goal at both ends. Albino Gomes, Vishal Kate not really tested. The two who earlier this week were together as number 2 and number 3 of the Indian national team against Hong Kong in Kochi. Long ball. Again, yeah, there's no creativity. There's no combination play at both ends. Punt it forward and hope. Best thing to change in a football ecosystem, according to you. There is no first, Gaurav. There's so many things that we need to change. The one thing changing in Indian football doesn't, it's like people saying, oh, you know what, let's get rid of Kalyan Chobe. Okay, you get rid of Kalyan Chobe. Does it change the system? Does it? Because the problem is much deeper, right? Tachikawa, and that's the problem. Loses the ball. Mohun Bagan with it. And that's the problem. One thing will not change it. They've got so many things to change. Leadership at the top, leadership at all level. Um, our coaches are a disaster. But if you say that, you are persona non grata, so to say. People are scamming us and telling us they're doing great things, which they're not. So yeah, live with it. This is the state of Indian football. One thing will not change it. I think 99% of people need to be thrown out of Indian football. Maybe then things might change. We need a new set of people, but that's not going to happen, right? Football basics, Aman, we're not even getting onto the stuff on the field, right? Football basics, tactics, techniques. I don't know if we're stuck with this for eternity, Gaurav, but that's a real fear that I have at the moment, given the realities of things, right? But it's not an Indian football; it's an Indian sports problem in general. Liston against Barla, that should be a foul. Yeah, given against Nikhil Balla. Liston Colasso dying on the ground, but he's still alive. Good fight with Bala. The amount of swing opinions about the Minerva win is getting out of hand at this point, honestly. Simon, it was bound to happen. And, you beat Liverpool and then you think, oh, what, you're losing in some whatever small team. Dimi Petratos loses the ball against Steven Eze, but Petratos stays on the ground. Rosenberg Gabriel wins a throw in, waits for Balla. So, Simon, that is our problem in Indian football at this moment in time. What is reality? What is perceived to be reality? And where do we stuck? Where do we stay? Right. So, I don't know. It's in my opinion, it's very very tough. Very very tough to understand where we stand. And this we are so bad at the moment that we're living off dreams, of fake dreams of someone. You know, what to say? It's sad. We don't work on the basics. We don't work on the substance. We just live off hype. And a lot of people need to question. Long ball forward by Jamshedpur, cleared by Aldred, but McLaren was offside. Was the Mumbai City defeat a tactical win for Katke, or Mohun Bagan was disjointed? I would give Kratki and Mumbai City the credit for it. They did very well. And, you know, um, this is not the Mohun Bagan we saw in the first few matches, no longer free flowing. They have to work very hard. And yeah, Jamshedpur, one real chance. Maybe they could get a goal. Let's see. Stojanovic, Tachikawa, Riyadpuya plays it across to Sanan. Chests it down nicely. Mohamed Sanan against Abhimite. Cross from, but that again, not good enough. Rei Tachikawa. And one call asking for substitutes to get ready. So therefore, yeah, all to play for in this game. But it's advantage for the Mariners, who are still 1-0 ahead at the Furnace against the Red Miners. Ball out to to Petratos. Back to Manvir. Apuya on the edge of the box, plays it for Liston. Liston into the arms of Albino. They should have started Ray rather than Lazar as the defensive midfielder. In my opinion. Yeah, they could be, but I think Lazar Sirkovic played a good game in that midfield. Stojanovic. Sanan on the edge of the box. Mohamed Sanan, brilliant save from Vishal Keth. Great attempt from Mohamed Sanan. With Ritik Das getting ready to come on. Says in neutral, if there are 10 academy like Minerva, then can we get good players if they go play in lower leagues of Europe or South America and Japan? First of all, what is Minerva producing that you're saying that 10 academies of Minerva? Would be a first question. And we're not playing lower leagues. Lower leagues is, we're not allowed to play there. Oh, ball dangerously in. Abhimitai clears, post the corner. 83 plus minutes on the clock. So therefore, Gaurav, we can't go in there and there's no one waiting. Who wants an Indian player, right? When there was no clarity on ISL and the foreigners looked at options, they got options in other parts of Asia, right? But did any Indian footballer get a chance? No, it didn't. So there is no player that can go anywhere in other parts of the world. Riyad Puya looking to play it across to Rosenberg Gabriel. Sorry, Reita Chikawa seems to, or sorry, Man, is it Man? Who's that? Reita Chikawa? Yeah, Reita Chikawa. Ball in the danger area. Good attempt. Riyad Puya puts it over. Needed to score. The young Mizo midfielder. Good ball set up. But, yeah, doesn't get the shot on. Mohun Bagan now build up once more. Abhimite looking for Manvir. Manvir in the box. Manvir plays it back to Demi Petratos cleared on the line by Nikhil Barla. It's all happening suddenly in this game. Jamshedpur clear their lines. Long ball for Messi Boli. Messi Boli wins it. Messi Boli shot. Not a problem for Vishal Keth. Suddenly in the last 2-3 minutes, this game has picked up in speed. Chances at both ends. Alberto, plays it directly to Ritik Das. Ritik keeps the ball against Abhimite. Plays it out to Messi Boli. That first touch wasn't good. Throw in. Yeah, not falling for that from Tom Aldred, the referee this time. Mark Zotan Puya asked to wait. Jason Cummings coming for Jamie McLaren. So is there any good academy? Not at the moment. Stephen Eze. Too optimistic. Where was this Jamshedpur all game? Yeah, Simon, very good, very valid question from you. Where was this Jamshedpur FC in 80 plus minutes? Waking up too late. Mark Zotan Puya. Cleared by Stephen Eze only as far as Manvir. Manvir keeps the ball, plays it to Cummings. Cummings on the edge of the box. Cummings loses the ball to Jamshedpur FC. Riyad Puya plays it to Ritik Das, who does well to keep the ball against Abhimite. Ritik beats Cummings, beats Abhimite. Abhimite wins it. Does well, the young defender. Apuya plays it back to Alberto. Alberto through to Thapa. Petratos. Cummings. Across to Liston, headed out by Nikhil Balla. In the past, Gaurav, Tata Football Academy, by far the best. Pune FC was very good as an academy. Um, I've had hopes about BFC, Bangalore FC, have not fulfilled it so far. Yeah, same can be said about FC Goa, maybe Blasters Northeast, but at the moment we don't have good academies. Just see how our players are playing, at all levels with the lack of basics. Deepak Tangri now coming on for Liston. A defensive change for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. And the referee asking Liston to go out. And long ball by Jamshedpur FC. Messi Boli header. That's going to go wide. Goal kick, Mohun Bagan Supergiant. $89 on the clock. We're in the last minute of regulation time. It's still Jamshedpur FC nil, Mohun Bagan Supergiant 1. Vishal K through the long goal kick. Onto the right. Finds Cummings. Manvir. Back to Jason Cummings. Cummings against Mark Zotanpuya into the box. And cleared by Pratik Chaudhary for another Mohun Bagan corner. Petratos to take it. Headed out by Stojanovic. Riyadpuya will not get it. Apuya will get to it. Abhimita, uncontrolled attempt. 5 minutes of added time. Albino plays it to Barla. Nikhil Barla. Chips it forward for Messi Boli, who controls the ball. Plays it to Riyadpuya. Riyadpuya plays it through, and important for Vishal K to come out. Good ball from Riyadpuya. Long ball for Cummings, but headed out by Eze, Stojanovic, Mark Zo, Ritik Das. Back to to Ritik Das. Ritik Das goes through, plays it to Rei Tachikawa, but cleared by Aldred. Apuya. Apuya looking for the through ball to Manvir, but Manvir was offside. 1 minute already gone from added time. Albino needs to be faster. Don't carry the ball for too long. That ball. Good ball actually for Messi Boli in the end, but goes through to Vishal Keth, who's going to take his time. Rosenberg Gabriel comes out. Vishal Keth out of the box. Long ball forward. Looking for Cummings. Ooh, Pratik Chaudhary heads it to Petratos. Cummings blocked once. Cummings twice. Jason Cummings blocked once more by Pratik Chaudhary. Petratos. Dimi Petratos. Outside of the box now. Apuya. Apuya. Apuya against Tachikawa. Rei Tachikawa wins the ball. Long ball forward. Shubhashish Bose does better than Rosenberg Gabriel. Petratos, Dimi Petratos with a long range attempt, which goes wide. What's the state of AIFF Elite League? Not in terms of players produced, but then 10, what could be improved more? I don't know, more local matches, the national level matches. The kids need to play more. All levels, under 18, under 15, under 13. They need to play more, need to strengthen the local leagues and maybe integrate it into each other. Ball goes out, throw in for Jamshedpur FC. More than 2 minutes gone. Throw in Mohun Bagan. Less than 2 minutes of regulation time remain. The Mariners, will they return to winning ways? And will Jamshedpur FC suffer another loss? Thapa on the edge of the box, headed out. Abi Mitai loses it too easily. Stojanovic. Oh, Messi Boli. Steven Eze with a shot. But Vishal Keth has it. Suddenly, we have an exciting game of football on our hands between these two teams. Jamshedpur giving up their defensive structure and playing to score. Long ball forward. Pratik. Riyad Puya. Reita Chikawa. Ritik. Riyad Puya looking at the other side for Messi Boli. We're in the last minute. It's a good cross from Messi Boli. That's a header and that's a goal for Jamshedpur FC. 95th minute. Ritik Das. It's 1-1 at the JRD TATA Sports Complex. Ritik Das in the last minute of the game with the equalizer for Jamshedpur FC. Wow, what a finish. It was boring for 80 minutes. But in the last 15, it's been sensational. Messi Boli, perfect cross. And Ritik Das into the far corner. No chance for Vishal Keth. It's the equalizer for the Red Miners. Brilliant cross from Messi Boli. And Ritik Das into the far corner of the net. It's 1-1 at the Furnace. They've done it. Unreal. Yes, Garo. And what a cross. What a header. What a goal. 95 minutes plus on the clock now. Is there one final turn in this? There it is. Jamshedpur. Messi, just the Cameroon version. Corner for Mohun Bagan in the 96th minute. Petratos to take it. Will Mohun Bagan Supergiant drop more points? Petratos. Headed out by Jamshedpur FC. Apuya. Plays it through. No, not to Petratos. Stojanovic. And that's the final whistle. That's the final whistle. Jamshedpur FC earned themselves in the end a hard-fought 1-1 against the champions, Mohun Bagan Supergiant, who in a third game in a row dropped points. Wow. Mohun Bagan Supergiant winless in 3 matches, 2 out of 9. That's a big, big, big statement draw from the Red Miners. Hours late here looks like it's fireworks. Well, Zian, in the last 15 minutes, in regard to last 10 minutes and 5-6 minutes of added time, it was fireworks because Owen Coyle risked everything, and got the rewards with the 1-1. Come on now. No way these guys can score, says Jamshedpur FC Monzo has become somewhat of a fierce rivalry, and boy, the fans love it. Yeah, Simon, it's lovely. It's good. You know, the 2-2s and crazy runs. And let me quickly put out a tweet on this game. 1 second. Crazy. Yeah. Ah, mighty Liverpool, whatever. Can't be more different than this. Mistakes after mistakes. Loberas at the hot seat. Mumbai City and Co. One more hand on the title. Mumbai City have a big, big chance tomorrow. If Mumbai City in any way can beat Odisha FC, they would open up a 3 point gap at the top. Tomorrow, Mumbai City versus Odisha FC. Yeah, that could be a big, big game in regard to the title race in the Indian Super League. Crazy, crazy, crazy to think about it. Mumbai City is winning tomorrow. Yeah, you might think so, Aditya, but I think so. No, no one wants to talk about that. What a what a goal unmarked. Who's Abe Mitai? Abe Mitai was running around, and yeah, that's the reality. Apuya is the best midfielder of India. Aman, yes. Name me a better midfielder than Apuya. That's your problem, no? We can talk about XYZ, but I don't see XYZ to be better than Apuya. That's your problem. Right? We can talk about a lot of potential players, but your problem is I wouldn't be able to name you someone who would be better than Apuya at this moment. But in the end, yeah, a crazy one. Liston Colasso in the 15th minute with one of the best goals of the season. Brilliant technique. And then an even better equalizer. Brilliant cross from Messi Boli. And Ritik Das shows the intelligence that he has as a football player because he heads it into the far corner, not taking it short. And 1-1 it ends. And if I look at the game, yeah, Mohun Bagan had more of the chance. Let me look at the match stats. In the end, it ends 50-50 in regard to ball possession. 8-14 shots in favor of Mohun Bagan, 4-8 in favor of Mohun Bagan in regard to corners, 341 to 333 passes in the end. So it was so that's the thing. That's the crazy one. Mumbai City was could be title deciding match. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Could be, depending on what Mumbai City does in the coming days and weeks. As I said, you have to look from game to game. Mumbai City can beat Odisha. That would be a big one. And then it becomes interesting because Mumbai City then face away FC Goa, then go to Bangalore, right? And then we've got all these matches which have been rescheduled. So there's a lot of rescheduling going on here and there. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens. What happens with all those matches will be interesting to see in the coming days. I want to see Fanai and Apuya for India. Yeah. Cummings is not getting proper game time in this team. Yeah, I mean, he's not, but McLaren, I guess, would be the better of the two strikers. So therefore, most probably that's the reason why the coach is trusting him. Let's put it this way, and therefore, yeah, that's why it is. Ryan gives some knowledge to Lord Liston. Sixes hitting has lowered. I don't know what it is, Raj, but Liston looked better today than he has in the past. Daz has found his love sport, FC Goa beaches and the summers, long way since I used him in FIFA and he was at Celta Vigo Wonder Kid. Yeah, but Dejan Rasic is the factor for FC Goa, right? That's the player for FC Goa, and let's see. And with this, Shovik, the views of Mohun Bagan, if you're an East Bengal fan, I think look at your own club rather than pointing at the others. And the so-called the Noka or the ship, so to say, didn't sink today. I think it sank last time around against Mumbai City. Liston was better than Sunderland today. Yes, much better. Yes, much better. What's the issue with Mohammad Subhajan? Coach or foreigners? Ogni, momentum. It's football momentum, you know, and that's the reality. It's not the coach. Listen, the coach has won titles, right? And in Kolkata, sometimes I think, if you like it or not, people have to say maybe the club is the problem, right? At East Bengal, surely the club is the problem. Maybe at Mohun Bagan, if they don't win the title this season with the best team, the highest spending, then you have to say, go what, guys? It is Mohun Bagan Supergiant, which is the problem. Who knows? As a Jamshedpur native, Jamshedpur that to watch since last season. Yeah, Garo, they're brilliant at the moment, um, and it's to me. I mean, last season Owen Coyle didn't like him, this season he has the fire in the belly back and good substitutions. His substitution works. He did a triple substitution after when was this? After 65 minutes, right? With Riyad Puya, with Tachikawa, Rosenberg Gabriel. That already had an impact. And then he brought on Ritik Das. So his substitutions also worked. So therefore, I'm happy for on call men. Kolkata is so weird, so are we. Yeah, Rahul, Kolkata. Yeah, Kolkata is the city which I love the most, and I will always say that. But there are some, as you say, some weird things about the city, and that's the part. Sir, before up in Team India, which is best midfield player in team? Anup, there are lots of one over the decades. What who would have in the middle of the park would have had? You've had Climax in there. You had Yudzinson Lingdo. You've got tons of these players. Any hopes on Unity Cup? No. Rahul, it's not about hopes. My things is we're playing. So if we're playing, just enjoy it. Happy is all the say on football matters. Ogni, you are the Mohun Bagan fan. You tell me. Right? Ritik, as usual, comes on an 80th minute. Yeah, but Aman, he's one of those guys. If he's fully fit, he has had a serious injury. And to me, Ritik Das is a better winger than most, So therefore, for me, that's something which I have to say. East Bengal fans basically celebration Nakore look at your own club. Yeah, that's the point to me. I will still go and eat a rasgulla anyways. Simon, you deserve it. Enjoy it with that. And with that, I'll slowly come to an end of this live because we'll be starting another live in a few minutes when it is FC Goa versus Bangalore FC at the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Sorry, that's right. At the Fatorda in Margao in Goa. And that's an interesting one as well now because if BFC win, they could join Jamshedpur FC and Mohun Bagan on points, right? So let's see what happens in that one, and chicken much cooked, fried, tossed. Yeah, enjoyed Rahul. Ritik is a failed wonder kid. His footwork is always underrated. Just didn't work out. Salmon. It's not only that. Look at his positioning. Look at the way he was shielding the ball, playing the ball. Ritik Das is a more intelligent footballer than most Indians, right? So that's a fact. But again, next step didn't happen, right? That's the reality. And with that, I'll end. I'll catch you in a few minutes with another live, and let's enjoy.